This is a video about famous people and celebrities who passed away in 1992 in the United States. This is the second episode. Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Burt Parks. He was born in December 1914 and he died in February 1992. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was lung cancer. Park was an American actor, singer, and radio and television announcer, best known for hosting the annual Miss America telecast from 1955 to 1979. Park entered radio broadcasting at age 16 for Atlanta's WGST. 3 years later, in 1933, he moved to New York City and was hired as a singer and straight man on the Eddie Cantor Show, then becoming a CBS radio staff announcer. Park's first game show was Party Line on NBC, broadcast from New York City NBC flagship station WNBT, which involved viewers calling in to answer questions and win $5 prizes. Party Line ran from June 8 to August 31st in 1947, making its once-arriving episode the oldest known game show and one of the oldest surviving television shows to have been recorded. Commercial kinescopes did not come out until fall 1947, co-sponsored by NBC, Dumont, and Kodak, and the only kinescopes known to predate Party Line are a few episodes of Kraft Television Theater from February and June 1947. He also helmed a daytime variety show in 1950, The Burt Parks Show. It focused on nighttime quality entertainment in contrast to what was usually found on daytime television at that time. Parks died of lung cancer at La Jolla, California on February 2, 1992 at the age of 77. John Denner. He was born in November 1915 and he died in February 1992. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was emphysema. Denner was an American stage, radio, film, and television character actor from the late 1930s to late 1980s. He amassed a long list of performance credits, often in roles as sophisticated conmen, shady authority figures, and other smooth-talking villains. His credits, just in feature films, television series, and in-made for television movies, numbered almost 300 productions. Denner worked extensively as a radio actor during the latter half of that medium's golden age, accumulating hundreds of additional credits on nationally broadcast series. His most notable starring role was Paladin on the radio version of the television western Have Gun, Will Travel, which aired 406 episodes on CBS from 1958 to 1960. He continued to work as a voice actor in film, such as narrating the film The Hallelujah Trail. Earlier in his career, Denner also worked briefly for Walt Disney Studios, serving as an assistant animator from 1940 to March 1941 at the company's facilities in Burbank, California. He appeared in Columbo episodes Swan Song in 1974 with Johnny Cash and as Commodore Otis Swanson. In Late Salute to the Commodore in 1976, he appeared in a two-part episode of Mission Impossible. Buzz Sawyer. He was born in June 1959 and he died in February 1992. His age was 32 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was overdose. He was an American professional wrestler, best known by his ring name, Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. Sawyer started wrestling in 1978. Other sources state 1979 in the National Wrestling Alliance affiliate Jim Crockett Promotions. He stayed there with some stints in Georgia Championship Wrestling until 1984. He mainly teamed with his brother, Brad Sawyer. Buzz had a feud with the Road Warriors after he left their manager Paul Ellering's Legion of Doom. Paz Whatley was the first wrestler to pin Sawyer on live television. He also had a feud with Tommy Rich that led to many bloody matches, the most notable of which was billed as the Last Battle of Atlanta, and for the first time featured a completely enclosed cage. Rich won the match. It also featured manager Paul Ellering suspended 20 feet above the ring in a smaller cage. This is the match that Shawn Michaels credits for inspiring the Hell in the Cell concept used by WWE. The stipulation for this match was that Swear and Rich would never wrestle one another again. WWE released the entire match on the WWE Network on September 5, 2016. Swear died at his Sacramento, California apartment from heart failure due to a drug overdose on February 7, 1992. Willie Dixon. He was born in July 1915 and he died in January 1992. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. Dixon was an American blues musician, vocalist, songwriter, arranger, and record producer. He was proficient in playing both the upright bass and the guitar, and sang with a distinctive voice. But he is perhaps best known as one of the most prolific songwriters of his time, next to Muddy Waters. Dixon is recognized as the most influential person in shaping the post-Second World War sound of the Chicago blues. Dixon's songs have been recorded by countless musicians in many genres, as well as by various ensembles in which he participated. A short list of his most famous compositions includes Hoochie Coochie Man, I Just Want to Make Love to You, Little Red Rooster, My Babe, Spoonful, and You Can't Judge a Book by the Cover. These songs were written during the peak years of Chess Records from 1950 to 1965 and were performed by Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, Little Walter, and Bo Diddley. They influenced a generation of musicians worldwide. In the 1960s, his songs were adapted by numerous rock artists. He received a Grammy Award and was inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Junior Cook. He was born in July 1934 and he died in February 1992. His age was 57 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from diabetes. He was an American hard bop tenor saxophone player. Cook was born in Pensacola, Florida, a member of a musical family. He started on alto saxophone before switching to tenor during his high school years. After playing with Dizzy Gillespie in 1958, Cook was a member of the Horace Silver Quintet when Silver left the group. In the hands of Blue Mitchell, Cook stayed in the quintet for 5 years. Later associations included Freddie Hubbard, Alvin Jones, George Coleman, Louis Hayes, Bill Hardman, and the McCoy Tyner Big Band. In addition to many appearances as a sideman, Junior Cook recorded as a leader for Jazzland in 1961, Catalyst in 1977, Muse and Steeplechase. He also taught at Berklee School of Music for a year during the 1970s. In the early 1990s, Cook was playing with Clifford Jordan and also leading his own group. He died in February 1992 in his apartment in New York City, aged 57. Baseline Estelle Usher. She was born in December 1885 and she died in February 1992. Her age was 106 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Usher was an American educator known for her work in Atlanta public schools as Director of Education for African American children in the district. Prior to integration, she was the first African American to have an office at Atlanta City Hall. She founded the first Girl Scout troop for African American girls in Atlanta in 1943. Her career as an educator lasted over 50 years, over 40 of which in the Atlanta schools. A school in Atlanta is named for her. And in 2014, she was posthumously named a Georgia Woman of Achievement. Usher started school at age 4 at her local Baptist church. When the family moved to Oxford, Georgia in 1892, she continued at a two-teacher, two-room schoolhouse, also at a Baptist church. In 1894, her family moved again, this time to Covington, Georgia, in part so the children could attend better schools. Here, Usher attended the school run by Danish Watts Pace as part of her orphanage. She received good grades and a recommendation to the high school preparatory courses at Atlanta University. Usher attended Atlanta University from 1899 to 1906, first at the preparatory school and then the university. She graduated second in her university class and was a brilliant student. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.